a year later, I came across like lo-fi hip hop. I came across. I tell me if I'm getting too into the weeds here.
No, get into the weeds.
But I came across on Instagram a edit of SpongeBob SquarePants, but like edited to be sad, set to like lo-fi music.
Yeah.
And like my 16-year-old brain just like blew my mind. I was like, this is the sickest thing ever. And I could make this. This would be really easy to make.
Right.
And so I did. And the first lo-fi beat I made, I sent to a bunch of these edit pages and asked them to use it, and they just did.
What's an edit? Oh, like
that who were just making
who were like making these like memes and stuff.
Yes, memes essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And they use it, and so I just asked them to like put the song title in
right, so people could find you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first lo-fi beat, not even that I put out, the first one I ever made and put out, like got like 2 million streams.
Oh wow.
It's not like that immediate, but it was immediately successful. Like
right.
It didn't get 2 million streams in a day or whatever. But the first lo-fi beat I ever made was more success than I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah. So I was just ripping that for like a while. And I slowly built up like an Instagram, SoundCloud sort of following. I probably had 10,000 Instagram followers and like about the same amount on SoundCloud. And then I put them all on Spotify. And so I already had like an audience. So I put them out and they like immediately, we're getting like hundreds of thousands of streams.
Yeah,
like millions,
dude, I'm sorry. This is just so mind-blowing to me. Like such a unique way to find your way into music.
Yeah. No. It was like,
crazy.
It is really crazy to look back on. And I guess at the same time, I just caught it at a good time. Like lo-fi was like, it was really popular already, but it was still very much like growing. And so it like, and because it like immediately did well, it just got picked up in Spotify's algorithms. I kept putting out more songs, whatever. And it just like really ballooned like in a crazy way.
Yeah.
And I like, So and then it was like getting put into playlists and all that. So like really I was like, that was like my first proper success was just like blowing up on Spotify, which made me think I was like a way bigger artist than I was because I like had like numbers comparable to an actual big artist.
Yeah.
Like I had at one point just from lo-fi stuff like 3 million monthly listeners.
Yeah. And this was all you were all like self-releasing and stuff.
Yeah, DistroKid.
Dude.
And so that was my thing, which is funny because I still was like I never it kind of made me an artist, even though I like never wanted to be an artist. I want to be a producer. I want to be like Just Blaze,
Right.
I want to be like DJ Premier. But so that was, and so it started like really like the streaming started like really getting big in my first week of university, and so I dropped out. I finished the year and I dropped out, and so I still had I was still putting out music and it was doing well, but I was like plateauing a little bit. And so this would have been like the end of 2019. So I'd been dropped out of college for 6 months. And I was like kind of trying to figure out what my next step was. I was obviously like making a lot of money. So I was like able to like support myself. And
that's the thing that people don't realize, that if you own your own masters and you're having 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify, that's good money. My old band, we were unsigned too. And we were like, we never got up to 3 million, but at one point we were like over 1 million monthly listeners. And it was just like, oh wow, like I'm living off this.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it makes you think like, why am I producing songs?
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, but so, and I had been doing the beat battles throughout that. It's funny because like in past interviews I've done, for whatever reason, when they get published, they like really focus on the beat battles as if like the beat battles were like what got me to like where I am, like, which is just not the case.
No. To me, it's like this the whole internet.
Yes, exactly. It's like a total internet. Yeah. I do think that just because of it is like chiefly because of Instagram meme pages that it's like a pretty like now it's just pretty much always TikTok.
Yeah.
But I feel like I caught a very specific window that was possible.
Yeah.
Which is like so random. Anyway, so after I'd been dropped out for about 6 months, just doing my lo-fi thing, whatever, it was going well, but I was like, I want more. January of 2020, I had a big month. I produced a Lil Wayne song, which was from a beat battle. I met Manny Fresh, who was one of the judges, and he really liked my beats. He like flew me out to Houston to work for a couple weeks. Anyway, and he got one of my beats is actually one of the ones that I played at the beat battle, but he got it to Lil Wayne. So that I found out about that song the day it came out. So I found out like, which is like kind of how it goes for a lot of rap music.
Yeah.
Found out like 6 hours before it came out.
Yeah.
But that came out the same week. This actually didn't have a huge bearing on my career, but I just think it's kind of interesting. Or the Friday before the Lil Wayne song, a Polish rapper used one of my beats from the internet like a type beat.
Yeah.
And it went #1 in Poland and went 5 times platinum in Poland and won like a Polish Grammy.
What?
No, obviously not all in that week, but that song.
Well,
came
no.
out
Well, eventually,
that, yeah. So random.
Yeah.
And then the week after, I got featured in New Music Friday for the first time because I did a collab with a singer called Shafi. And then also that same day, an artist who I'd been working with, Powfu, put out a song that I didn't produce, but was like massive.
Right.
And so all of that, and I'd been producing a lot of his stuff and was an artist on a lot of his stuff.
Right.
So that got a lot more like industry-y eyes on me because before then I was like a faceless like beat maker.
But now it's, you're working with this artist that is huge now.
Right,
and
exactly.
Like, who did other stuff.
And so that was kind of the like inflection point of working my way into the industry, so to speak. And it all happened in 2 weeks, so randomly. But it's just like an example of all these like different careers, like career paths that I've been kind of trying to make just all,
but this is what I've learned from like interviewing so many different producers, that like it happens like that so often. And I say this on the podcast a lot, where it's like the classic saying, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Totally.
And it's like, that's what happens to so many songwriters, artists, producers, where you're like, you put in the work and things are happening. And then all of a sudden 1 or 2 things blow up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, my life is now forever changed. I mean, that